Ever wondered why you can get addicted to some drugs? Today I'm going to be talking about recreational drugs, just like the name, recreational, play drugs. Now, these are psychoactive drugs. What they do is that they alter your state of thinking, your mind, your consciousness. So overall, it affects your well-being positively, but on the long term, negatively. So the thing is, when you take in these drugs, usually when you eat your food, your meal, there's a release of dopamine in your brain. Now, this dopamine is called, it is the reward center, is a pleasurable neurotransmitter. So it gives you the satisfaction that comes with eating food because it is there, because of its presence. Now, when you take recreational drugs like, let's say, heroin or marijuana, when you take it, or smoke, alcohol, when you take it, instead of the gradual release of dopamine that comes with time and effort, there is high influx of dopamine in your brain. Now, what happens is that the pleasure is intensified. I mean, you get a much more reliable pleasure than the one you get when you eat your normal food. And aside the pleasure that comes with it, it also creates memory of this substance. So what happens is that even when you don't feel like, okay, I've taken it, I won't take it again. No, your brain reminds you that you need this because you need such pleasure. It's something that you will not get when you eat your normal food. One of the side effects of these recreational drugs is decreased appetite. You find out that you don't even depend on your normal meal anymore. It has to be that substance. So what is the way out? The way out is staying off. What happens is that over time, your brain gets overworked. I mean, there is so much release of this dopamine, right? So your brain gets overworked over time. So it opts out for some adaptive mechanism. So it does this by either reducing the dopamine receptors present in your brain, or even by reducing the production of this dopamine receptors. So either by eliminating the receptors, reducing it by elimination, or by reducing it by production. So as such, the pleasure that you get is no more heightened, is no more intensified, because the dopamine is present would only, they can just bind to few of the receptors. So this is the adaptive mechanism of the brain. But you, on the other hand, you get tolerant to this drug because you're no more getting that pleasure intensified as it were. So what happens is that you increase the dose of this drug because you need to get the same pleasure, you need to get similar effect that you usually get before. So you increase the dose. By increasing the dose, you find out that there are more dopamine receptors, and as much the pleasure gets back, you get more intensified pleasures. Now, recreational drugs, some of them are legal while some are illegal depending on your location and your age. Like in Nigeria, the legal ones are caffeine that can be found in your coffee, tea, your alcohol, and your cigarettes. In places like the UK, what's it called, tobacco is also legalized over there. So depending on your location, but the thing is that these drugs are addictive. So what is the way out? If you are not yet subject to this drug, my advice is to stay away from them, because believe me or not, you get addicted to them. Even those that think that they sporadically take them, I mean, they just be like, it's just when I hang out with friends that I take them, so it has nothing on me. Believe me, sporadic intake can also be addictive. It's all your dopamine, it's all your brain. If you're on these drugs already, there are some adjustive mechanisms that can help you with the withdrawal effect. One, it all stems from you. Are you determined to stop it? Nobody is going to compel you. It's all your determination. There are various means by which you can reduce the intake of these drugs and prevent the withdrawal symptoms. One, for cigarette smoking, cigarette contains nicotine. That's what gives it the pleasurable effect, the psychoactive effect. Now we have Nicorette. This is Nicorette gum, 4 milligram of Nicorette gum. We also have it in patches. What this does is that it delivers the same nicotine to your system, so you get the same effect. But now this is a therapeutic one. It actually helps reduce, over time you get to reduce the dose and the frequency of the intake of this nicorette gum, and eventually you stop taking the nicorette gum. So it depends on how much level you are in your smoking, and how long. That would determine how many of these packs that is going to stop you completely from smoking. There are also other therapeutic drugs. We have the bupropion. So it's good that you discuss with your healthcare provider on what works best for you. I hope this was informative. Thank you.